Now. Okay. Alright, let's get started. I just wanted a good point to mark where I'm going to highlight this for future VOD. For whenever I upload this to YouTube. And to keep it on my channel. Let's begin with Harvester. Wait, how do I capture it? Oh, there you go. Oh. The game's not showing up on screen. Harvest. Oh, there we go. What the fuck? I probably started at the worst time. So it doesn't work on game capture. Yeah, only works on window capture. Let's just watch the intro. What the? Holding down the control button plus the arrow keys allows you to attack opponents? You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose? But you can't pick your friend's nose? Right-clicking on some objects in the inventory shows a close-up of that object. Right-clicking on weapons in inventory activate and deactivates them. Press escape to bring up menu option. Combine objects into new objects by clicking and dropping them on one another. Sound levels can be adjusted in the opponent's menu. Screen too dark, try adjusting the gap. Can't even. Ganium in the options menu. Check your photo on the inventory screen. It will get worse as you take more damage. Look for special items that will restore your health. After finding required items during the day, night will be the time of mischievous adventure. Double click the left mouse on the exit to go through this instantly. Left click on grab it, put in inventory. Penny saved is hardly with effort. Use the left button to move your mouse character around the screen. If you stuck on a puzzle, talk to the other characters and they will give you clues. Avoid cliches like the plague. Amnesia pressure, so don't waste it. Get stuck on the puzzle, try using items in crazy illogical ways. Especially before trying something crazy, illogical, or dangerous. Wow, these are a lot of tips. Allows you to attack opponents. Look before you leap. Okay, I think that's it. Let me... My thing is not in full screen. Let me exit again. Oh, sweet. I got a card. That'll be sold for 10 cents. Mr. Potsdam? Chat, while the credits play, I'm just gonna BRB real quick. I'm gonna get started with gameplay. Alrighty then. Alright, guys. Just got a little preoccupied. But let's get started. Okay, so whenever I hit the Windows screen, I can't go back to my full screen. Skip. Skip. Okay, what the f... The master bedroom door is firmly locked. A pass through for the kitchen. Stunning depiction of the earth made of paper mache. What is that? Walking. Sexy. Piffed up? Oh, a sexy pin-up. What? 48 scale P-42 Thunderbolt with a broken propeller. One of your typical wall clocks. I'll see. What? I'll see some fat high school girl left it there. That's a description. Cheap folding chairs such as you find at the swap meet, bingo parlors, and other religious gatherings. See what's in the kitchen. Dang, look at my mom.
Well, hello there. How about some cookies? There's plenty of rejects in the trash.
Who are you?
That's a fine way to talk to your mother.
You're my mother?
That's right. Though sometimes I get treated like the hired help around here.
I don't remember you.
Of course you don't. Until you need your socks washed.
No, you don't understand. I can't remember where I am or even who I am.
Land's sake, stop your joshing, won't you? Honestly, Steve, I thought you'd grow up a little after graduation. I only hope that new job will plant your feet on the ground.
So that's my name. Steve.
Your name will be M.U.D. Mud if you don't stop teasing me, young man.
Listen, this may sound strange, but I've lost my memory. Do you believe me?
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I'm serious.
Sure, and next you'll be telling me you don't remember Hank and your little sister.
Hank? That kid over by the television?
Your little brother is homesick from school today, and I won't have you scaring him with this amnesia poop.
Is he really sick?
Look at the show he's watching. Wouldn't you say he's sick? I'd make him stop, but oh, I'm so busy baking cookies for the Harvest PTA Charity Bake Sale. It's on Friday, you know. I hope you're still planning on going.
I don't know. I need to think.
Honestly, skipping out of a charity affair. What's gotten into you?
I don't know, damn it. That's what I'm telling you.
Don't you dare use that language around me. You're lucky your father didn't hear you. Or Stephanie, for that matter. How do you think she'd feel knowing her fiancé was a guttermouth?
Fiance?
Fiance? This is insane.
Oh, you're not having second thoughts about marrying Stephanie? Is that what this silliness is all about? Pre-wedding jitters?
Can something like that produce amnesia?
Stop this foolishness right now and count your blessings. Stephanie is great at cooking and cleaning.
And just who is Stephanie?
Don't you dare toy with that sweet girl. If you start in on her with all this amnesia poop, she'll think her fiancé is having second thoughts about the wedding.
Look, all this talk about weddings is nuts. I'm not marrying anybody till I figure out what's going on here.
First, the heartbreak of Sarah.
I can't marry someone I don't even know.
Fine, have it your way, but leave me out of it. If you're going to break Stephanie's heart, you march right next door and do it yourself. And don't expect me to write you a note.
Fiance? This is insane.
Oh, you're not having second thoughts about marrying Stephanie? Is that what this silliness is all about? Pre-wedding jitters?
Can something like that produce amnesia?
Stop this foolishness right now and count your blessings. Stephanie is great at cooking and cleaning.
What's cooking and cleaning got to do with anything?
Honestly, boys are so dense. What else is there for a wife but
Boys.
cooking and cleaning?
Am I right?
You may not appreciate
Chat.
a hot meal on a clean plate when it's there, but if it wasn't, we'd hear about it soon enough, I'll bet.
You're saying that's all there is to marriage? Cooking and cleaning?
Well, you'll have to ask your father about that, but I'm sure Stephanie will do her duty when the time comes. Bless your innocence, but there are certain disgusting truths that go along with marriage. Facts that can't be disguised by sheets which wrap around the contours of flexing go-go's and bouncing legs. You can't know what I'm talking about, and that's best. When the time comes to make a baby with Stephanie, you'll have to make your peace with the fact that when a farmer plants his seed, he can't help but get some nasty dirt on his hoe.
Oh, well, that's a way of saying it.
My father.
He's in the other room. He decided to sleep in today. Now please, let me get back to my cookies.
I tried to open the door. It was locked. And I heard him moaning, like he was in pain.
Your father overdid it last night. Just leave him alone until I get some catgut. Have a cookie?
Cookies.
The bake sale is on Friday, and yet you're baking the cookies now.
Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
But they'll be stale by then.
That's why I'm throwing them away.
And then cooking more?
To replace the ones I throw out.
What?
Well, I have to. No one's going to pay to eat stale cookies out of the garbage can.
But you expect me to.
Of course not, Steve. I wouldn't charge you. I'm your mother. Help yourself.
What charity is this bake sale supposed to benefit?
It'll help provide a fund for bums and hobos who wander into Harvest and have no family ties.
Kind of a specific target group, isn't it?
You have to pay attention to detail when dealing with such people.
I don't know what you mean.
You will. The whole thing has been organized by the lodge.
Tell me more about this bake sale. Why is it so important?
As I told you, many unfortunates who come to Harvest end up needing financial help.
Why is that the town's problem?
It's not a problem, so long as those folks are taken care of. It's the will of the lodge.
It's a lot of it.
Harvest is a town unlike any you've ever known.
In what way?
I don't have time to go into it now. Why not take a walk around town and pester someone else? I'm busy.
What lodge?
The Hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon, Steve. It's just the finest place in Harvest, and the most exclusive.
What's so great about it?
Hard to say since hardly anyone gets inside. But it wouldn't be so exclusive if it wasn't just wonderful. Just like the new Reynolds dishwasher with their patented auto dry process, TM. I've never used one, but I know I want it. Instead of sulking around the house all day, why not walk over to the lodge and apply for membership?
Hey, the last thing I want is a feg on my head. I get
That's
go
wonderful,
for what?
Steve. If you got into the lodge, you'd be the talk of Harvest. Don't forget to put the papers out for Jimmy. You know how he gets.
Cabinet, it smells of dirty diapers. Later.
What?
I'll go with. Who am I?
A lousy rat. And you better be quiet or you'll wake Daddy up.
Daddy up.
Why am I a rat? What did I do to you?
You went and got all mushy on that girl, and now you're lighting out on me. Well, if that's the way you're gonna be, then you can drop dead.
Ooh,
I don't know what
let's see
girl
who
you're
this
talking
girl
about.
is.
All summer, it's been Stephanie this and Stephanie that. And now you don't remember? You think I'm dumb or something?
No, I just can't remember anything, like I said.
Well, you better remember quick, because the wedding's in 2 weeks.
What?
Leave me alone so I can watch TV. I said I don't want to talk about her anymore.
That's a weird looking television. Come to think of it, this whole place looks totally retro.
What do you mean retro? All TVs look alike.
Sure, basically. But this is one old-fashioned clunker.
Old-fashioned? It's brand new.
Yeah, but look at the tube. Where's the remote control?
What's that?
Now that I think about it, I can't remember.
And what was that you said about retro rockets?
No, retro. It means... Oh man, I know what I mean. That everything here is wrong. But I can't picture the difference.
Then shut up and quit bugging me. I'm watching my terrible show.
Have you noticed that your show is in black and white?
What else? Color? On a TV?
Well, I think I've seen a colored television before.
Have not. Quit it or I'm gonna tell.
Hey, look at that. Your mother lets you watch this stuff?
Sure. This is part of history. What made America great. And besides...
Sounds
what
like my
Dutch
kind of
and
kid,
Needle.
brother. You're right. It's totally neat.
I'm glad you're catching on, Steve. You're not too bad for a lousy rat.
Have you noticed that your show is...
What?
Well, I...
Have not. Sure. What made him? And besides... Well, you can't stop me, so let me alone. Good. Fine.
Well, that didn't work. Oh, Okay.
Inventory. Spring 1954. Walking.
Hey, Steve, I'm Jimmy James. Remember me?
I
I
guess
guess
not.
not.
Hey, how come you haven't been putting the paper out for me in the morning? Yeah? Well, try to remember, will ya? How'd you expect a working Joe to make an honest living? You don't put the paper out, I'm out of a job.
My
So
gosh
what?
darn
You only paid for
job.
picking up papers anyway.
The Sentinel building burnt down. What the heck else am I supposed to do? Listen, start putting that paper out and everything will be jake, okay? That's all I want. That and a pair of sneakers. Walking this route every day has worn holes in mine. Say, you got any spare sneakers? Oh, gee whiz. Look, if you find any, I'd be willing to trade you for them. Something really neato. Think about it. See you later, alligator.
They said I have a missile base. Why am I Wait, I'm located near a missile base? Wait. Why would I be... This is a weird layout for this. I'm just like in the middle of like a military base. Oops. Let's go see who Potterdam is.
There he is, my future son-in-law. And how's he doing today? What brings him to the Potsdam household, huh? Huh?
I came over to see Stephanie.
Oh, you'll have to ask the missus about that. Stephanie's grounded to the wedding. Can't have her changing her mind at the last minute. Not with all that meat at stake.
What do you mean by meat? I think I'll talk to the
I haven't
father.
seen my father. He's locked in a room. I hear him moaning, but that's all.
He's not going to die, is he?
Like I said, I don't know. That woman, Mom, tends to him herself.
Well, next time you see him, be sure to tell him that I said hello. And tell him that I'm praying for his speedy recovery. And also, would you remind him about the meat? Especially about the meat.
Yeah, fine. If I see him.
You should be more concerned. If he dies, then who's going to take over the slaughterhouse? Who's going to tend to the meat? I guess as his son, you can take over. Right? I can't imagine a better job than working in a slaughterhouse.
I think I'd go along with this guy.
Sure, it'd be just dandy. And you can't argue with success. Everyone in Harvest gets their meat from your dad. What a grand business to go into. Oh, sure. Cutting animals open may not
business.
be much fun. Reaching into their bodies and yanking out the bloody guts, intestines dangling and slapping against you, the smell of death and shit in your nostrils all the time. Well, those are all definite cons. But once you're done, your guts have been
What
washed
the
into the
fuck?
gutters. What are you left with? Meat. Rows and rows of scrumptious red meat.
Okay.
Meat is the foundation of any decent society. Everyone
Eh.
needs at least 3 servings of red meat a day.
Amen,
And anyone who
brother.
says otherwise is a commie. And once you're married to Stephanie, I'll be part of the family too. And your father will give me all the meat I want. Kind of makes up for not getting into the lodge.
Why are you so anxious to get into the lodge?
There's wonders inside. I've heard there's more meat in there than they know what to do with. Now that you're of age, Steve, you might go down to the post office and fill out a lodge application. They're always looking for new blood. Well, don't look at me. Mrs. Potsdam wants Stephanie to study hard for her finals. If it was up to me, you could go straight upstairs, but you know, the little woman, you'll have to ask her permission to see Stephanie. Sorry, Steve. The last thing I want to do is upset you and your father before the wedding. Not with the meat at stake. You will remind your dad about the meat.
This guy's
Won't you?
really obsessed with meat.
Meat is the foundation.
I haven't seen my...
He's not going...
Like,
Well,
yeah.
you should be...
The man of the house squeezing his meat.
Sorry. You'll have...
Can I punch her?
Hello, Steve. Have you flossed today? Honestly, you men can insult a woman without even knowing you've done it. What a horrible thing to say.
You're both standing around baking cookies. Same kind of dress. Same pearls. So bizarre.
There's nothing bizarre about baking cookies. The Harvest Charity Bake Sale is Friday, you know, and by gosh, Mrs. Marvin Potsdam Jr. can be counted on to do her share.
This charity bake sale, what is it supposed to benefit?
Oh, I just like talking about gruesome subjects. When you get right down to it, all charity is pretty ugly, isn't it?
I don't follow.
Huh?
Ask Mr. Moynihan. He's organized this event. In conjunction with the lodge, naturally. Mr. Moynihan runs the Wayward Hotel and the Shady Oaks Funeral Parlor. It's rumored he has connections with the lodge, but the order keeps that kind of thing secret. So Mr. Poston has tried to get him to put in a good word for his lodge application, but so far...
What can you tell me about the lodge?
Just that they're exclusive and secretive. If you're curious, you ought to pick up a lodge application at the post office and take it over to the sergeant-at-arms. Isn't that a thought? Forget Mr. Potsdam. If you became a member of the order, we could hold the wedding inside the lodge. My, wouldn't that be lovely?
Tell me about this wedding.
Well, it's set for 3 weeks. We're holding it over at Shady Oaks, Mr. Moynihan's funeral parlor.
Say what?
Now, I know it's not a very romantic place, but there's nowhere else to hold it, thanks to Mr. Potsdam. You mustn't be too hard on Mr. Potsdam, Steve. He's a disappointed man. No matter how many lodge admission forms he fills out, they keep turning him down. He has a new application in, though, so keep your fingers crossed. If he joins the lodge, you and Stephanie can have your wedding in the Chapel of Love, rather than over at Moynihan's. Mr. Moynihan runs the Wayward Hotel and the Shady Oaks Funeral Parlor. It's rumored he has connections with the lodge, but the order keeps that kind of thing secret. So Mr. Potsdam has tried to get him to put in a good word for his lodge. Give my regards to your parents. Hello, dear. She's upstairs. Go right on up. Just remember, she's grounded until the wedding. Give my regards to your parents. Why not go upstairs and talk to Stephanie? She'd enjoy the company. And while you're upstairs, feel free to floss.
What do you mean by floss?
Give my regards to your parents.
I gotta see Stephanie. Thin layer of hair coats virtually every inch of surround has seen better days. Stiff as boards. Ew. She's Birdie. Punch it. What? What the f- Hello. Damn, she has those like thighs. Thunder thighs. You can just continuously look in there. Feels like coarse sandpapers. It'd be painful to wipe with this stuff. And that's why you get a bidet. But any bidet users in the chat can literally just shoot water up your butthole. Makes cleaning up a lot easier. And saves toilet paper too. Wait, now I just realized, why is there a peeping hole into her room? Wait, hang on real quick. Think about that while I come back real quick. She has a nice taste.
Who are you? What are you doing in my room?
Haven't you heard? We're getting married.
So, you're the one. Steve, isn't it?
You mean you don't know me?
I mean, I don't know anyone. I don't remember anything. How many times do I have to say it?
Just one, Stephanie, because I can't remember a damn thing either.
Really? Oh God, I thought it was just me.
You're not alone. Can you tell me what's going on here?
Those people downstairs have locked me in my room. They say I'm grounded until the wedding. They
People.
claim to be my parents. I can't dispute it because I can't remember for sure one way or the other, but it doesn't feel right. Do you have any idea where you do belong?
No, but I'm fairly sure I don't belong in Harvest.
Yeah. I can't remember anything, but I feel in my heart that the woman downstairs is not my mother. She's like this thing, like a parody, a bad joke with mother as the punchline. Does that make any sense? I guess. Sometimes I think I've lost my mind.
Join the club. But we can't both be crazy, Stephanie.
Either way, something really weird is going on here. I've got to escape, and so do you. Because in a way, whether you know it or not, I think we're both grounded. It's been hell. They treat me well, but they won't let me leave this room. Not even to go out in the yard. Not until the wedding.
They won't tell you why?
Each one blames the other for grounding me. They make up different excuses, different things I did, none of which I remember. So I sit up here, watch the world outside my window, and listen to the noises in the house. Every morning, a weird boy comes to the house and picks up the paper. He doesn't deliver the paper. He picks up scrap paper that Miss Potsdam sets out on the porch for him. Some mornings she forgets, and the boy gets furious. He gives me the creeps.
Anything else you can tell me?
I hear these weird scraping sounds in the bathroom sometimes. Like something is sliding along the wall. Claws,
Ah,
maybe.
that's
And Mr. Potsdam. I don't like the way my dear daddy looks at me. Both of them are always watching me,
Dad is peeping on her.
especially him.
You don't think they're dangerous, do you?
I think this whole place is dangerous. I think we've got to escape before it's too late. The wedding is only 3 weeks away. Not much time to get to know each other, is it?
Suddenly the idea of a wedding doesn't seem so bad. I'm gonna go with 2.
Thanks. But I wouldn't marry anyone with things, as they are.
Yeah, well, they can't force us to go through with it. If it comes down to it, we just won't take the vows.
I don't think anything in Harvest is that simple. Too many people are determined that we get hitched.
Why?
Potsdam wants the meat your father promised him. Your parents want to force you to settle down. Mrs. Potsdam wants to have the wedding in the lodge. Me? I just want to escape.
Escape?
Harvest is a prison, Steve. Don't forget.
Eccentric?
You haven't been locked in your room for a week. Maybe my amnesia isn't total after all. You're familiar to me. Like we've met before. In another life.
Maybe we really do live here. Maybe we were together and the same thing happened to both of us. An accident. Something.
Neither of us has bumps on our heads, if that's what you're getting at.
Have you been able to remember anything else? I mean, anything at all?
Well, I have had these recurring dreams. Just fragments, really.
Probably just a dream.
I skipped
Well,
it.
have you thought about how to escape Harvest?
Maybe the wedding?
The wedding is only 3 weeks. No,
If it comes down to it, we just won't take the vows.
I don't think anything in Harvest is that.
Why?
Potsdam wants to meet your. Come back and visit me soon, okay?
So if I go back, is she changing again? It just happens every time.
If it isn't my favorite son-in-law, what brings you here again?
Other? Poop.
Stop mumbling, Steve. I can't understand you at all.
Well, I guess, who the fuck is this?
It's not often that I get visitors. I'm Tetsuo Crumb. The ignorant of Harvest called me the Wasp Woman. A pejorative, no doubt. Born of fear and a poverty of imagination.
I don't understand.
The politics of honey, the Judeo-Christian rites of sacrifice and conventional taboos against unbridled pleasure are all responsible for the prejudice against wasps.
Wasps?
Regard the wasp. Wasps produce nothing for others, but only for themselves. Wasps build nests and more wasps, nothing more. They spread into eaves and attics, not to make honey for supermarkets, but to buzz and rustle on their own paper, perpetuating their own agenda, growing stealthily, surely, the most relentless of insects. Yes, a great deal of pleasure. The wasp is a sensual being, not a laborer, hedonistic instead of industrial. Some think them quick to anger. In truth, they are easily swayed to ecstasy. They penetrate your flesh, and the muscular contractions in their thorax as they pump venom could be likened to the muscular contractions of ejaculation. Each painful welt, an act of love.
I guess that's a comparison.
Regard the wasp. Wasps produce nothing for others, but only for themselves. Wasps build nests and more wasps, nothing more. When a bee stings, it rips itself apart and dies for its audacity. This appeals to those raised worshipping a god that demands sacrifice and atonement. But the wasp is promiscuous. They are not as sympathetic to the masses because they don't die when they sting. They live to sting another day, and they take pleasure from it. Yes, a great deal of pleasure each.
Oh, see you later, you crazy old hag. Place is not that big. Post office. 41% off peak hacking peanuts, sorted colors.
Yes?
I need some help, Mr.
Postmaster Boyle, what can I do for you today?
I'd like a lodge application.
Sorry, youngster, we're out of applications right now.
Come on, you must have one around here somewhere.
Well, I do have the master, but you can't write on that. And I only make copies once a month, on the button, regular as clockwork.
Like, well, can I go get one at the lodge instead?
Afraid not, son. You can't get them anywhere but the post office. I'm sorry, you'll just have to come back in a month, same as anyone else. And even then, I can't guarantee you'll get an application. The line is always long, and there are never enough to go around.
It's very important that I get in quickly.
That's what they all say. Postmaster Boyle, I'll just die if I don't get into the lodge. I can't make an exception, young man. It just wouldn't be right. Next time you post, don't forget the zip code. Sorry, son, no time to talk. Neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor hail. Next time you post, don't forget the zip code.
Go to general store. So busy working to notice you. Oh, free copies made here?
Can I help you, dear?
Who are you?
This is Phelps General Store, so who would that make me? Maybe you need to go back to Gein Memorial and have Miss Whaley teach you about logic.
I'm fuzzy on a lot of things these days. My memory's gone.
Pshaw, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I'm serious, I need some help.
Well, they say a sharp blow to the head is a good thing for amnesia, in which case I'd recommend Miss Whaley again. Then again, they say a good scare can jog the memory, in which case I'd advise you to visit the Sergeant at Arms over at the lodge. That man gives me the willies. Speaking of willies, how's your father?
I don't know. My so-called mother keeps him locked in his room, and I can't get in.
Care to buy anything today?
Sure, Smiley.
Just point to whatever you want. I'm a little hard of hearing.
Copies?
Hello, Steve. Care to buy anything? Just
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I guess there's nothing else.
hello, Steve. Care to buy? Okay, dear. You check back if you do. Come back soon.
Let's just have a look around the place. Oh, fuck me. I accidentally clicked new game. I meant to put load save game.
Hello. Well, Stephanie,
Why?
I'm sure I don't know. Mr. Poston has sent her to a room, and in her room she'll stay until Mr. Poston says otherwise. Probably until the
I guess we'll read the text again.
Tell me about this.
Well,
Say what?
now I know it's you
Oh,
mustn't,
I mean, luckily I can just skip through this.
Mr. You mustn't. Give my regards to. Hello, dear. Come to. She's upstairs. Give my regards.
Who are you?
Haven't
So,
you mean
I'm me.
just
Really?
you're not?
So, maybe my amnesia isn't total after all. You're familiar to me. Like we've met before.
Maybe we really do live.
Neither of us had...
Have you been able to remember anything else? I mean, anything at all?
Well, I have had these recurring dreams. Just fragments, really. Strange.
Probably just a dream.
Well, have you thought about how... The wedding is only 3... Thanks. But I would...
Yeah. If it comes...
I don't...
What?
Potsdam wants the meat.
Escape?
Harvest is a... You haven't been locked... Come back and visit me.
Not do the same mistake again. What's with this save screen? He's just screaming out loud. So this is during the 60s?
Oh, who goes there?
They tell me my name is Steve.
All right, this section 21. Keep your distance, son. I wouldn't want to have to blow your head off.
That makes two of us.
So you're the amnesiac, huh? Just another draft-dodging ploy the way I see it. But at least you're not an alien. You see their ships every now and then. Sometimes Swell bags one in the woods.
Who are you?
Colonel Buster Monroe, commander of the Harvest Nuclear Missile Installation, keeping America safe from those who would dye our flag red, white, and pink.
These are nuclear missiles?
Goddamn right they are. Every one of them ready to rain death on the Ruskies. All I gotta do is hit the button and blammo! The price of vodka goes through the roof. Along with the vodka.
Well, I suppose you have, you know, safeguards against accidents?
Safeguards? Don't be such a weak sister. There are no safeguards. This is the 50s.
Then you have sole control of the, missiles.
That's right. Been in charge here since WW2, when I got my lower torso shot off in the war. Those pantywaists in
How's this guy
Washington wanted
still
to
alive?
stick me behind a desk. To hell with that.
Hey,
They
Chris.
owed me. I left my legs in Dusseldorf. They owed me. Of course, they felt that after the trauma of having to crawl from Germany to England trailing my intestines behind me, I was too emotionally unstable to continue in the military. That's why they gave me this nice cushy job and put me in charge of the nuclear missiles.
I don't know if I will trust this guy to be in charge of nuclear missiles. Doesn't really sound that sane.
Son, when you've had your body shot in half, you know a thing or two about fear.
It's a little game
You
called
learn that when something
Harvester.
actually happens, it's never as bad as you imagine it would be. Oh, sure, I can't write my name in the snow. I had to shell out a few simoleons for portable IV drips, colostomy bags, and so on. The pain is hardly what I'd call constant. I have my good days when I pass out completely. We're never asked to endure more than we're capable of handling, mister. Folks would die in a nuclear holocaust, but nobody would die who wasn't going to die anyway, sooner or later. And the rest of us? Why, we'd take a little R&R at the old radiation bunker, climb out in 2 weeks, and go back to work, refreshed and ready to contribute as productive members of society again. Makes me wonder why I don't just push the button and take me a nice vacation. Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't?
No reason I can think of. Blast away. What if I press 1?
All right, soldier. You talked me into it. Unfortunately, there's only room in my shelter for one.
What the fuck? I literally just hogged some guy into nuclear war. Nuclear holocaust? Still understand the victory? I don't even understand anything of this game, too.
Oh, all right. So you're the amnesia...
Who are you?
Colonel Buster Monroe, commander of the...
These are nuclear missiles?
Goddamn right they are. Every one of them ready to rain death on...
Well,
Safeguards? Don't be such a weak sister. There are no safeguards. This is the 50s.
Then...
That's right. Been in charge here since WW2, when I got my lower torso shot off in the war. Those pantywaists in Washington wanted to stick me behind a desk. To hell with that. They owed me. I left my legs in Dusseldorf. They owed me. Of course, they felt that after the trauma of having to crawl from Germany to England trailing my intestines behind me, I was too emotionally unstable. That's why they...
The button.
Why are you asking about the button, son?
I'm just a little nervous about it. I mean, suppose an accident happens.
Don't get your panties in a bunch, mister. The button is perfectly safe.
Surely.
I keep it on my person all the time.
I don't really didn't call that safe.
No commie bastard is getting his mitts on this
Damn.
button. No siree, Bob. No one initiates a nuclear holocaust in Harvest except me. Now, doesn't that make you feel better? Frankly, all these questions are making me a little suspicious of you. Maybe you're one of those pink-blooded Americans. Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't shoot you?
You can't shoot me. I'm an average.
Right, huh? Your average commie bastard is always only too ready to hide behind the constant. You talk a good game, mister. But so does your average commie bastard. The Kremlin teaches its agents to talk their way out of a scrape. What do you think about that, son?
The communists can hardly be said to hold a monopoly on intellectual discourse.
Glad to hear it, son. You had me going there for a minute, asking all those questions about this base. Came this close to getting blown away. As it is, maybe you ought to get out of here before I change my mind. Go visit those Ponzi firemen. But whatever you do, stay away from that damn lodge. That's the most suspicious place in Harvest, if you ask me. I wanted to get back into the thick of the action and out of this desk job, but those firemen are a damn peculiar bunch of ladies. I thought they'd object to my lack of a lower body, but they wouldn't let me join the fire department because they said I couldn't draw naked men. Can't draw naked men? Who the hell wants to? I could draw one if I was a sick commie pervert.
What?
Look, I did this last night. What do you think?
Picasso would be Mozart would be proud. What? What's that have to do with being a fireman? It's just a stick figure with like a little line in between. Art for commies, anyway.
Thank you, son. You're a good soldier. Halt!
It's just me.
What do you want? Did the llamas send you? That's good. Someone has to keep them in check. I'm glad you stopped by again. I want you to infiltrate those firemen, mister. There's a lot of art going on over there. I want to make sure they haven't turned into commie bastards. You got that? And don't come back unless you've got information for me. Remember, duck it. Bolt, it's just me. What do you want? That's good. I remember. Thank God for that. Your next assignment is to infiltrate the lodge before it's too late. Get it at all costs, mister. God help us all. Remember,
Anything
that's
else?
Four-legged?
how long are you going to torment me? You have 2 legs to spare, but no! Llamas aren't like that. They don't care. They don't love. Stay away from now on. Stay away. Or so help me next time, I'll rain on everybody's goddamn parade.
Maybe I should leave. I'm gonna BRB real quick. Hope you guys are nice and cozy. Oops. Let's talk with this guy.
Please excuse the mess. They've done wonders with the upstairs bedroom, but this garage defies color coordination. Sorry, Steve. After I'm through here, I've got cleaning to do. Rush, rush. Sorry, Steve. Sorry,
What is going on in here?
Don't bother me, I'm sketching. Oh, look what you made me do! Hello, Steve. Welcome to the House of Flame, as we like to call it. Oh, cut it out, Spots, honestly. Once he gets barking, a good piece of meat is the only way to shut him up. There you go, Spot. So, Steve,
It's just that
bet you
little-
don't remember me. Heard about that short in the old wiring.
Just that little
I'm
lick.
Fire Marshal Sparky, head of your
Hey,
fire
cozy.
department.
It's always good to hear. Can I? Why are you sketching nude men in my fire department?
Please, it's not the subject, it's the process. Don't be such a party pooper, Steve. We're
The
talking about art.
It's just painted in ash.
Besides, we haven't had a fire in Harvest since the newspaper building burned down. Though I'll admit that the Wasp Woman's place is one big accident waiting to happen. Isn't that right, Spots?
The dog's just.
Spots is a dandy watchdog, but like the rest of us, he has one awful vice. None of us can resist a nice cut of meat.
Oh, I can't. I wonder when Dan's game is gonna put this on the. Should really watch a lot of that.
Art enriches the community, Steve. No less than a pulsing fire hose or a fireman beating down a blazing door. So what if we're drawing a nude man? So what if all we ever draw is a nude man, or the same nude man over and over in all sorts of provocative positions? Context, not content. Process, not subject. Don't be so ghosty, it's beneath you. A dreadful affair. You wouldn't think that a brick and steel building with a sprinkler system could go up that quickly. Art enriches the community, Steve. All the dried out paper wasp nests clustered around our wooden house, why, it's a chemlog just waiting for the right faggot.
Whoa.
Believe me, none of us wants to see another fiasco like the Sentinel fire. A dreadful affair. You wouldn't think that a brick and steel building with a sprinkler system could go up that quickly. Oh, please. Dwayne was glad enough to see the thing go up, and so was McKnight. If you could get into that safe in his wall... Forget it. Look, Steve, as far as I know, the fire was an accident. Let's just leave it at that. Now don't you go moving. A dreadful Art and Richard. Bye-bye. Stop it, you're messing me up.
Stop it, you're messing me up. Holy shit, I just fucking killed him.
What were you thinking? Attacking someone like that? With so many witnesses around? You'll have plenty of time to think about it, boy.
Somebody help me! What do you people want from me?
Too late for that, boy. Ain't it, Sergeant?
What the? Aw. Oh, I accidentally skipped it. Let's watch that scene again.
What were you thinking? Attacking someone like that? With so many witnesses around? You'll have plenty of time to think about it, boy.
Somebody help me! What do you people want from me?
Too late for that, boy. Ain't it, Sergeant?
Indeed it is, Sheriff. Answers may only be found in the lodge, and you must be alive to seek them.
Well, that's one way to die. This is a gotchi fireman house.
I don't converse on the job, Steve.
Hello? Oh, what? There you go, Spot.
I just love that little.
So, Steve, bet you don't
It's like
remember
Pug.
me. Heard about that
It's a
short
Pug
in the
tasty
old
emote.
wiring. I'm Fire Marshal. Don't be silly. Everyone thinks that amnesia kick is a scream. Well, you always were a kidder, Steve. Besides, it's my job to keep abreast of developments in the community to better serve you, the public. I'm sure you'll be thrilled when you learn of the many civic improvements we have planned for your fire department.
Such as...
Well, don't tell any of the others, but I've secured a bolt of the most divine moth material. I've hidden it because, well, if any of these Marys got a hold of it, it'd be gone in a jiffy. So I'd rather keep it hush-hush. I'm going to make new drapes for the firehouse, and if I have any left, cross your fingers, I'm going to make everyone matching mauve pillow cozies.
Those are civic improvements.
Don't be such a party pooper, Steve. We're talking about our Besides, we haven't had a fire in Harvest since the newspaper building burned down. Though I'll admit that the Wasp Woman's place is one big accident waiting to happen. Isn't that right, Spots? Spots is a dandy watchdog, but like the rest of us, none of us can resist a nice cut of meat. So, bye-bye.
Let's have a look at the police station.
Hello, Steve. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sheriff Dwayne, and this here is Loomis.
Pleasure, I reckon.
Then, we haven't met before?
Of course we have. But I heard about your alleged amnesia and figured I'd play along. I sure hope this is just a prank and not the start of some insanity plea. Keep your nose clean or you'll wind up in jail, and that's no place to hold a wedding. Loomis here is my deputy. Without him, I'd have a hard time keeping the peace, or at least taking a lunch break. Mainly, Loomis answers the phone and babysits the office while I'm out, though sometimes he likes to go in the back and stain the jail mattress. Isn't that right, Loomis?
Oh, now, Sheriff, what you gotta go and say that for?
Loomis has more than his share of problems. I wouldn't invite him to the wedding. Or if you do, make sure he doesn't catch the garter. That could be embarrassing.
Oh, I wouldn't do nothing, Dwayne. But I sure would like a little garter that'd been around Stephanie's thigh. Oh, well, that'd be right special.
Why?
Amnesia or no, you can't have forgotten you're about to marry the prettiest little thing in Harvest. I think you and Stephanie are perfect for each other. I just hope her father's disappointment doesn't spoil everything.
Disappointment?
Mr. Potsdam wants to hold the wedding in the lodge, but he'll never get in. Like all the rest, he's always hanging around the post office the first day of the month, waiting for Boyle to bring out that month's lodge applications. And there's always a long line, never enough applications to go around, and even if you do get an application, chances are you're right out of luck. Fewer called to the order and even less accepted. And Potsdam, well, they've turned him down so many times, unless he does something radical, he'll never get in.
Crime.
Crime-wise, nothing much has happened in Harvest since the newspaper fire. Oh, sure. Every week or so, we get the odd transient dropping dead. But other than that, it gets pretty slow around here. We get a lot of bums, drifters passing through Harvest. Those people are never very healthy to start with. I figured they come to our fair town, look around, and decide it's a nice place to die.
You mean they drop dead here on a regular basis?
Like flies. I'd slap them all in jail if I could, but there's never enough room. Besides, they're pretty good about not sticking around long. Sure, it's a burden on Mr. Barnahan, though, having to bury them all. I only hope the PTA Lodge bake sale will help out along those lines. Oh, I forgot. You've got amnesia. Mr. Moynihan operates both the Wayward Hotel and the mortuary. Kind of a double burden for the poor man. Transients always wandering in and looking for a place to crash. then croaking.
Maybe it's not a coincidence.
You mean a crime? Oh, no. Moynihan's charity only extends so far. He won't check them in, but he'll sure check them out quick enough. He figures if they can't pay for the room, to hell with them. But if they can't pay for the burial, it's hell for us. What with the smell and all. I guess you can't say too much against Moynihan. What with him letting you hold the wedding in his mortuary chapel and all.
Wedding?
Amnesia or no, you can't have forgotten you're about to marry the prettiest little thing in Harvest.
Disappointment?
Mr. Potsdam wants to hold the wedding in the lot. And there's always a law. I don't mind telling you, I'd never get anything done if not for the lodge's efforts. To join the Order of the Harvest Moon is the highest dream of everyone in Harvest. Like I said, unless you get an application on the first day of the month, you're generally out of luck. Stop by the post office and talk to Postmaster Boyle. You never know. He might have a spare application laying around. Amnesia or no?
Disappointment?
Mr. Stop on by any time.
Anything I can help you with? Help yourself. Speaking of which, you're real lucky to be marrying Stephanie. She don't look like a good woman. I just hope she don't turn out like Mrs. Loomis, or mercy forbid Mrs. Phelps. Good women can be awful hard on a man's needs, don't you know? Oh gosh darn.
She's pretty.
Kinda like a gal I seen on some of them French postcards they used to make. Used to be, I'd take them things, go back into jail if nobody
Oh,
was there
hey.
to kind of look them over one-handed, fold some towels. That was before Mrs. Loomis. Oh gosh, I wish I had some of them girly pictures, but Mrs. Loomis won't let me keep them in the house. I still remember the time she caught me holding some of them pictures up with one hand. She took the broom to me. I howled like a hound dog, the broom going up and down, flashing straw and blood and straw, and I drooped. I was crying so bad, and it was so hard I had to crawl under the porch naked with all the black winter spiders, and I got bit something fierce, little fangs digging into my bare behind all over. I ask you, is that any way to treat a man? And Mrs. Phelps and the sheriff don't make it no easier neither. Mrs. Phelps down at the general store don't help things none. She's got them special picture books, the one with the ladies, but she won't sell me none on account of she knows my wife, Mrs. Loomis. Dadgum if that don't burn my britches. If and I even ask about them, she tells Mrs. Loomis and I get the broom. Enough to break a man's heart, her burning my French postcards and me unable to replace them. A man's got needs, don't you know?
Let me see about man's needs.
Why, you sure ought to appreciate what a man's got to do sometimes in a parked car, or a waist-high knothole in a tree, or jail cell at noon. Matter of fact, Mrs. Phelps got no reason not to sell you some of them French postcard girly picture books. If you can get any, if see clear to part with them, bring them round when the sheriff's at lunch, and I'd be obliged. course, I don't necessarily mean French postcards. That's just what we called them in my day. In a kind of girly picture book. The kind men like. Would be just dandy. I'd be right grateful, kiddo, if you were to bring me one.
I don't know if I'll continue playing, because... Oh man, my eyes are like opening and shutting. I might just end up falling.
Kiddo.
I might just end up falling asleep live. Like, my eyes feel heavy right now.
That's the evidence room, where we store items lifted from crime scenes. It's kept locked at all times. There's things in there that could make people jump through hoops, if I wanted.
Look at the post office.
Yes? Postmaster Boyle? What can... sorry, youngster.
Come on, you must...
Well, I do have the master, but you can't write on that. And I only make copies once a month, on the button, regular as clockwork. It's not the effort, son. It's the principle. We must adhere to our standards. They're all that stand between civilization and chaos. I'm sorry, you'll just have to come back in a month, same as anyone else. And even then, I can't guarantee you'll get an application. The line is always long, and there are never enough to go around.
It's very important that I get in quickly.
That's what they all say. Postmaster Boyle, I'll just die if I don't get into the lodge. I can't make an exception, young man. It just wouldn't be right. Next time you post.
Go see what's at the barber shop.
Howdy, Steve.
Yeah. Howdy back, Mr...
Pete Swell, Steve. Don't you pull my old leg now. Change your mind about that aluminum siding?
What are you talking about?
I really think you should talk your father into buying some. He can afford it. And I can't stress enough the value of some really fine aluminum siding. Keeps it warm in the summer, cool in the winter, and it keeps out the sheep. Pastorelli ought to look into some, but I can't get him to understand a word I say. Steve, aluminum siding can't get a fair shake no more. Started when those firemen came to harvest, filling people's heads with newfangled notions like color coordination and interior design. You can paint aluminum, you know, if you want to. But even so, I can't seem to move it anymore. Not even to a rube like Pastorelli. Thank God for the plumbing.
Oh.
Well, I seen the end coming for the aluminum siding guy, so I took a nail course and learned how to be a plumber. Now, there's a business that never lets up. You'd be surprised
I am
when people
falling
flush down the toilet. Pastorelli's a rube from way back. Ask
I
Clem
mean, this
Parsons how he followed up with the alarm system in here. I'm a plumber. I could fix it for him, but he just won't listen.
this isn't like when we played Dead Space. I was like up until like 2 in the morning, no problem. I think it's because the game was like keeping me tense from all the necromorphs.
Well, I seen the end coming for the aluminum siding game, so I took a mail course and learned how to be a plumber. Now, there's a business that never lets up.
I should
You'd
take
be
some
surprised what people flush down the toilet.
G Fuel right now. Man, if I were to drink like an energy drink, oh my, that was just goodbye to my sleep schedule.
Well, I seen the end coming for the aluminum siding game, so I took a mail course and learned how to be a plumber. Now, there's a business that never lets up. You'd be surprised what people flush down the toilet. Nice to see you again, Steve.
Hello there, youngster. You see, them aliens I was telling you about? Well, they came back last night. Cut another crop circle in my south field.
How come I never seen none of them saucers, Clem?
Them aliens is wily, Pete. You don't cross the intergalactic void without learning a trick or two. You know what Pastorelli did? Yesterday, he gets an alarm system to protect his pole. Only he don't know how to rig it, so now it's all awry. The Pastorelli's a funny sort. Foreigner, don't you know? He cuts hair pretty good, but he don't know spit about nothing else. You just ask him to hook up an alarm system if you need convincing. Pastorelli shelled out for an alarm system, all right, but he's too cheap to hire an electrician to hook her up. Dang idiot cross-wired it to the fire sprinkler, so now when the alarm goes off, it sets the sprinkler spraying. Tarnation! Aliens looking for intelligent life ought to stay away from this shop, sure enough. The Pastorelli's a funny sort. Foreigner, don't you know? He cuts hair pretty good, but he don't know spit about nothing else. You just ask him to hook up an alarm system if you need convincing. Pastorelli shelled out for an alarm system, all right, but he's too cheap to hire an electrician to hook her up. Dang idiot cross-wired it to the fire sprinkler, so now when the alarm goes off, it sets the sprinkler spraying. Tarnation! Aliens looking for intelligent life ought to stay away from this shop, sure enough. Anytime, Steve.
See what this guy has to say. Well, I don't think there's anything else. Kitty. This used to be a kitty cat?
Steve, how's your father? Is he better?
About the same, I guess.
He's been away from work for weeks, and when I call your house, your mother won't let me talk to him.
I haven't seen him either.
This is a fine kettle of fish, I must say. Though I am glad to see you taking an interest in the business in your dad's absence.
Who are you?
Aw, Steve, I didn't want to believe that amnesia hokum. Now you're saying you don't remember your pal Pat O'Reilly?
Look, I'm not kidding about the amnesia. Why won't anyone believe me?
Well, you always were such a kidder, Steve.
Funny how that's beginning to sound like a stock answer. Like it was coached.
You sure are acting like a kidder, son. With your dad ill, you're gonna need to start behaving like an adult, especially if you're gonna take over the family business. You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach. A lot of times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails, I must confess I don't have much appetite for red meat. But red meat is one of the principal food groups, and you've got to have it. So when you can do this all day and help yourself to a juicy red steak afterwards, then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher. Of course, amnesia would certainly help that, wouldn't it?
Look, I'm not kidding.
Well, you always were.
Funny how that's beginning to sound like a stock answer. Like it was coached.
You sure are acting like a kidder, son. With your dad ill, you're gonna need to start behaving like an adult, especially if you're gonna take over the family business. What exactly is wrong with your dad?
I don't know.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Steve. You should be thinking about running the family business one day. That, getting into the lodge. You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach.
We've already listened to this.
A lot of times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging, I must... But red meat, then by God... Of course,
Oh, come on. The thing just glitched on me.
Don't be such a stranger, Steve.
Oh, never mind. It looked like it glitched. Why do they get... Why do they give you the option to fight?
Steve.
He's been... I haven't seen...
This is...
Who are you?
Austin.
Cats.
What's with all the cats? This a slaughterhouse or a kennel?
Oh, them? They eat the scraps, that's all.
Yeah, but look at... Isn't there some kind of health department that keeps tabs on these things?
Are you going to work at the health department, Steve? Or here? Maybe I get sick of do-gooder busybodies sucking around here all the time. A man's up to his elbows in guts all day, every day. What more do they want from him? You may come to realize that this business is and a strong... A lot of... I must confess, I don't have much appetite for... But then by golly... Of course, don't be such a stranger, Steve. And my best to your dad.
Let's go to the old memorial building. Oh, Guide Memorial.
My goodness, class, this is Stephen. He used to be a student here at Geen Memorial. Say hello, class. They're reticent. The educator's gravest problem today is the apathy of the students.
What's wrong with their heads?
I can tell you in one word, Stephen. Discipline. Thank goodness you weren't a sulky bear. You were always a smiley bear.
Then you remember me?
Not as such. So many pupils, Stephen. They come and they go. But I can always spot those who were nice boys. You can tell from the forehead. The lobes.
Forehead.
Right, class? I'm glad you stopped by, Stephen. Would you care to say a few words to the class about civic responsibility?
Not really. I was just passing through.
Oh, but you must, Stephen. A positive role model might be just the thing to inspire these little monsters. Stephen, have you any questions
all the
for me?
Zoomers.
Or shall I continue with class?
Actually, more like boomers.
Ask away then.
Can you tell me anything about Harvest?
Harvest was founded by the Order of the Harvest Moon about 100 years ago.
For what purpose?
Why, I'm sure you'd have to ask them. You'll find the members of the Order at the lodge.
This lodge. What do you know about it?
The building itself, like Harvest, was constructed with a specific purpose in mind. That noble intent is known only to those within the Order. You're at about the right age to join them, Stephen, and you will do so if you care about your future. We don't practice corporal punishment here. I've never believed in that old adage, spare the rod and spoil the child. A rod is too thin, but a baseball bat, that bridges the generation gap quite nicely. Oh dear, Colonel Monroe is conducting another air raid drill. Everyone into the hallway, quick!
If an A-bomb hits, what good is it gonna do to duck and cover?
What the f- I think... What the fuck?
My stars,
That's
that was
abuse. Let's just beat up a kid with the baseball bat?
This lodge. What do you know about it?
The building itself, like Harvest, was constructed with a specific purpose in mind. That noble intent is known only to those within the Order. You're at about the right age to join them, Stephen, and you will do so if you care about your future. We don't practice corporal punishment here. I've never believed in that old adage, that bridges the... Oh dear, Colonel Monroe is... My stars.
This lodge. What do you know about it?
The building itself, like Harvest, was constructed with a specific purpose in mind. That noble intent is known only to those within the Order. We don't practice...
Oh, it's the same thing.
Harvest was founded by the Order of the Harvest Moon about 100 years ago.
For what purpose?
Why, I'm sure you'd have to ask them. You'll find the members of the Order at the lodge.
Can you tell me anything?
Harvest was founded by the Order of the Harvest Moon.
For what?
Why, I'm...
This lodge. What do you know about it?
The building itself, like Harvest, was constructed with a specific purpose in mind. That noble intent is known only to those within the Order. You're at about the right age to join them, Stephen, and you will do so if you care about your future.
This lodge.
The building...
Doesn't say anything.
Stop by
new.
anytime.
Okay. My highs like feel really heavy. Oh man. I don't know, it's getting me so sleepy. I think plus the game's cozy too to play. Like I said, with Dead Space 2, I was like always like tensed up, ready for action. Oh look, I got a bunch of trading cards. What exactly did I get? Steve. Steve's only worth 5 cents. Stephanie's worth 7. Man, I can sell some of this stuff and at least have like I'd say like 60 cents. Let me reopen it and open it. Whenever I exit out of menu windows, it doesn't let me go back. We have been on for almost 4 hours. I'm like pretty tired. I might just end up falling asleep live. I'm gonna end up like that resident sleeper guy. Seeing what boss does when he sleeps. Smoke Pepe. Oh. Nothing much else to this room.
Steve, good of you to drop by, big guy. Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear. You could say that. Good, good.
Good,
That's
good.
a nice part of my job. turning fine young men and women out into the world, and then watching them prosper. Of course, I was able to reach more people at the old Sentinel, God bless her. But then again, I never got to see the results of my work up close before.
Who are you?
You know very well I'm Mr. Harold, principal of Gain Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia nonsense. I had hoped you'd be in the lodge by now, fine young fellow like yourself. But now, I think maybe you need a little more quality time.
Quality time?
Why do you keep calling me big guy? A sign of respect, lad. As principal, my station is higher than yours now. But you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets and pay tribute to your inferiors. You never know who will come to power, or who, even now, wields it behind the scenes. If that were the case, you'd be my superior, and I'd be all that much better off having shown you respect and spent some quality time with you.
Quality.
Surely mine is the most important position in Harvest. The ability to mold young minds. That's power. You might think Sheriff Dwayne's the most important man here, big guy. But he only deals with my failures. When I do my job right, the sheriff never sees a thing.
Big guy.
Why do you keep calling me? A sign of respect, lad. As principal, my station is higher than yours now. But you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets and pay tribute to your inferiors. If that were the case, you'd be my...
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment, as a means of socialization. Myself,
Sage advice.
I temper discipline with love. Quality time can be such a warm, sharing experience. After just a few sessions, you'd stop this amnesia nonsense and become a productive member of society and a fit candidate for the lodge.
Lodge?
Big guy, barring some quality time, the greatest gift I can bestow upon you as your former principal is a word of advice. Join the Order of the Harvest Moon at any cost. Within the lodge lies your future, and without...
Everyone's been saying to join the lodge.
Oops, you just lost me.
Oops.
Drop in again soon. Adult education is a wonderful thing, as is adult quality time.
What does he mean by that? Let's actually go check the lodge. Quality time. Yeah, maybe this refreshing drink of water will wake me up.
Initiates may enter the hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon.
Did you say something?
I did not speak.
I did not.
My mind touched yours.
Telepathy? But how?
Only those who seek enlightenment warrant my attention. Do you hunger?
Do you?
For true knowledge?
Do you hunger for my knowledge? Yes. Let me speak in a deep Yes. I'd like to join the lodge.
There are always obstacles to the path. You must first fill out an application to be considered for initiation into the mysteries. Members of the Order are privy to many hidden truths.
Such as?
They know what the trees whisper to the wind to make it howl. They know what the worm knows as it squirms in a rotting leg. They know what you've forgotten. When you find the path, truth will be revealed to you. When you possess the truth, you will know what you knew. And if anything remains forgotten, then it was never worth the knowing. Have you obtained Nana?
Not yet.
If you would find knowledge, you must seek it from the first realization of the wanting. Harvest seems strange to you. Nothing is quite as it seems, or should be. Such is the way of all things with view from a proper perspective. Only within this lodge can the truth be found. Have you obtained?
Not yet.
If you would. Whether you do or not matters little to me. Many are called, but few chosen.
So we've already visited almost all the places. Let's have a look at Wayward Hotel.
Stephen.
Who are you?
I'm Daniel Moynihan, mortician
Guy has a
and
really nice
proprietor
hat.
of the Wayward Hotel.
Most people ask me why I don't remember their names.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve. Besides, as one who deals with the dead, I try not to involve myself in the affairs of the living. Your loss of memory is of no concern to me, true or false. Ironic, considering my recent involvement in a charity event.
What are you talking about?
My complaints were central to the scheduling of the upcoming Harvest Bake Sale. I'm gratified the Order of the Harvest Moon got involved. The proceeds will certainly help cover my losses. This bake sale is a joint effort of the Harvest PTA and the Order of the Harvest Moon. The proceeds will be used to set up a fund for transients. In other words, buds and societal rejects without families who wander into Harvest uninvited.
Wait.
Then the Order is setting up shelters for the homeless?
Is that
Not
us?
shelters. Graves. You see a great number of these hobos die while passing through. Don't ask me why, it's what those people do. Use your common sense, Stephen, memory or no. If they were involved in setting up homeless shelters, then why would I be involved? And why would I be sustaining losses?
Order of the Harvest Moon?
It
Losses.
seems that, like some elephant's graveyard, people of low station come to Harvest to die. They simply drop dead, penniless, and they all need burials. God knows, by putting these people up at the Wayward Hotel, I do more than my fair share. So why must I pay for the coffins and burial materials as well? My losses to the dead are substantial. Hopefully the bake sale will offset some of them.
How's a bake sale gonna offset the finance of his, what was it, cemetery?
As owner of the only hotel in
Or
town,
the
I do
hotel?
my best to accommodate any hobo who straggles into town. Vacancies
Hobo?
fleeting. I really don't recall. We get so many low-life dregs passing through here, I can't remember every little death that occurs.
Huh. Are there that many?
As I said, sliced open on a mortician's slab, every corpse looks the same. Red and juicy.
But surely you'd remember if these deaths were an unusual occurrence.
You sound like you're launching some sort of investigation, Stephen. That would be most unwise.
Chat, I'm gonna go splash some water in my face, see if that'll wake me up for a bit.
I'd say it's been a pleasure.
Oh, that would wake me up a bit. Lobby theme is pretty nice.
Young man, we really have nothing to say to each other. I have the feeling your image shall soon adorn my slab.
Bye.
I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I find the company of the living so wearisome.
This guy is very classy. Let's go have a look at the cemetery. I can see the lodge up there. Yeah, so first of all, we're just exploring the place. Nice house you have
Hello,
here.
Steve. How's the husband-to-be?
Other than having no memory, I guess I'm all right.
All right? You should be ecstatic, considering what you're getting into, if you haven't gotten into it already. Speaking of which, I heard Stephanie was grounded. Her daddy's worried about getting his
Right. And you are?
You always were a kidder, Steve. I'm Mr. Johnson, remember? Glad you stopped by. Just got finished waxing the tucker. I could use a little relaxation. But since Edna's not here, I might as well talk to you.
Stephanie.
Speaking of Stephanie, I still haven't gotten an invitation to the wedding yet.
I don't have anything to do with that.
That's okay. Personally, I'd prefer a pass to the honeymoon. You could use the back seat of my Tucker for the maiden voyage. It's plenty big, believe you me. I'd drive you around, and I wouldn't look in the back seat, I guarantee it. Though if you'd like to come up front and take the wheel a while, I wouldn't say nay. Heck of an automobile, isn't she? Damn shame I have to sit out here and watch over her all the time. But if I didn't, those stupid kids might scratch her up playing ball. Hell yes, it's real. I wouldn't be so protective of her if she was just a reproduction. I'm mighty particular about my Tucker. I had the garage remodeled like a fortress, so I could lock her up at night and get some sleep.
I'm sure she's safe enough inside.
A few months back, someone broke into my house, trying to get into the garage. I had to gripe like hell before the sheriff agreed to start the evening patrols and instigate the curfew. Edna Fitzpatrick is one of the snootiest women in town.
I declare there isn't a woman in Harvest that turned me away. If I was interested, that is. Just because she owns DNAs, she's got all these highfalutin ideas about independence. And her with a little girl to raise. That child needs a father. And Edna, well, she needs a good hard penis.
What the fuck? And there's keyword penis.
What makes you so sure she needs a penis?
You saying Edna's getting it from someone else? Like maybe that damn Sheriff Dwayne? He's over at DNA's diner every day from noon to 1, eating his dadgum pie. And I got a feeling he'd like Edna for dessert. Sure, it's the only diner in town, but I'm sure he's got more on his mind than food. I'll admit DNA's diner does good business. But money isn't everything to a woman. Can money keep you warm at night? Can you wrap your thighs around it? Or rig bloody gashes in its back with your painted hollowed fingernails? Edna! Edna! So, how's Stephanie?
Edna. Like, oh, so how's Stephanie?
Speaking of Stephanie, I still haven't gotten an invitation to the wedding yet.
I don't have anything to do with that.
That's okay. Personally, I'd prefer a pass to the honeymoon. You could use the back seat of my Tucker for the heck of an automobile, isn't she? Don't see why not, but don't touch her. I'm mighty particular about my Tucker. I had the garage remodeled like a fortress, so I could lock...
I'm sure she's safe enough and...
A few months back, someone broke into my house, trying to get into the garage. I had to gripe like hell before the sheriff agreed to start the evening patrols and instigate the curfew.
Oh.
Bye now.
It's a lot of lore. Well, we already almost spoke to everyone. Let's go to Edna's.
Hi, what's your name?
Karen,
What are you doing?
Karen?
playing. My mom is working, so I gotta stay out of her hair. Wanna play?
Not now, maybe later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hello there, Steve. Here for lunch?
No, just here looking around, though I'm not entirely sure where here is.
Oh, I forgot. You're playing your little amnesia prank. Well, boy, this is DNA's diner. Isn't that right, Edna?
Don't listen to Sheriff Dwayne. This is Edna's diner. But ever since the E burned out on the sign, they've been giving me a hard time.
Now, don't be like that, Edna. It's a great place to eat, which is good, since it's the only place to eat in Harvest. I understand you witnessed Miss Whaley's dispensing a little discipline at the school, and she thinks you may be feeling a mite bent about it. You need to forget about it, boy. I don't interfere in school discipline. I leave that to the professionals. and so should you.
She literally just
Heck,
hit a kid with the
there isn't a
baseball bat.
psychiatrist around who'd disagree about what a calming influence a dent in the head can be. You can't argue with science, Steve. It's bigger than all of us.
Oh,
I guess that's
Steve, what are you doing? Sneaking
that's
up
what
on
you
me
call
like
discipline in the
that. God, for a
1950s.
second I thought you were Mr. Johnson. What would you like to order? Sure. And my name's Edna Fitzpatrick. I'm not the one with amnesia.
Then you believe me.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I guess I've changed. I'm not kidding.
Now, Steve, faking amnesia won't help anything. If you don't want to marry Stephanie, then don't. But don't play sick, for heaven's sake. I'd expect that from Karen, not an 18-year-old. There isn't a nicer girl in Harvest than Stephanie, Steve. You should be grateful that she's promised you her hand.
I don't remember that happening, Edna.
Honestly, you men are so childish. I don't know what it is about marriage that turns even the bravest man into a coward. I was going to marry Karen's father when he just up and ran out on me one night. I heard that he joined the lodge, but if he did, I never saw him come out again. Even Sheriff Dwayne wasn't able to find out what happened to him. You've met Karen, my 8-year-old. Other than the diner, she's all I have. Mr. Johnson has a liking for me. I call it a crush, but that's too innocent a word. He's a bitter man with too much time on his hands. He's never gotten over being rejected by the lodge, and there's something unwholesome in the way he looks at me. I'm always glad when the sheriff comes in every day at noon. The lodge is the repository of all wisdom. You should join the Order of the Harvest Moon, Steve, and soon.
Why? For God's sake, what is it about this place?
The wheat ripens and waits not for the scythe. The farmer who waits too long, it were better that he use the scythe to rip his own stomach out than to stay his scythe when the wheat ripens. The harvest moon wanes and then comes winter. An empty belly, the body sans belly, gurgling within or bloody on the ground. What does it benefit a man if he gains his soul and loses the world? You hunger. Feed yourself before it's too late. Oh.
Edna?
Steve. What happened?
What?
Were we talking about Boyle? Or was it Karen?
You seemed strange there for a minute.
I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress. Running this diner all alone. Forgive me.
Okay.
You've met Karen. Stop by anytime.
Sorry, boy. Stop on by any time.
Like, guess that's, it. One more spot we haven't visited.
Young man, we really have nothing to say to each other. I have the feeling your innards shall soon adorn my slab, and I'd rather not know the face of the meat I'm slicing. I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I find the company of the living so wearisome.
So this is When did I get a hotel lecture?
Well, that didn't work.
Well, we pretty much explored everywhere.
Can I help you, dear?
Who are you?
This is Phelps General Store, so who would that make me? Maybe you need to go back to Gein Memorial and have Miss Whaley teach you about logic.
I'm fuzzy on a lot of things these days. My memory's gone.
Shaw, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I'm serious. I need some help.
Well, they say a sharp blow to the head is a good thing for amnesia. In which case, I'd recommend Miss Whaley again. Then again, they say a good scare can jog the memory.
Don't know. My so-called mother keeps him locked in his room, and I can't get in.
Care to buy anything today?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do.
Just point to whatever you want. I'm a little hard of hearing. Hello, Steve. Care to buy? Okay, come back.
We pretty much talked to everybody.
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. Oh, man. Damn it.
You're still watching TV?
Good.
Well, I have no idea what to do.
I told you I'm busy, Steve. Why don't you talk to Hank or go next door and visit Stephanie or go get an early start on your new job? That's right, a job. Your father has everything set up at the meat plant. After your honeymoon with Stephanie, you'll start out as a butcher in the slaughterhouse just like anybody else. Don't expect any favors just because you're the boss's son.
Work at a slaughterhouse? My memory may be shaky, but I do know I don't want to spend my life as a butcher.
You'll get used to it, Steve. Sooner or later, you'll have to.
That sounds like a threat.
Just a fact. Harvest is a small town, and if you want to be with Stephanie, you'll have to get your hands dirty. Jobs are scarce.
What lodge?
The Hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon, Steve. It's just the finest place in Harvest, and the most exclusive.
What's so...
Hard to say. That's wonderful, Steve. Harvest is a town...
In what way?
I don't...
Okay.
Don't forget to put the papers up.
We pretty much explored everywhere. And... I'll figure out what we'll do for next time. I don't know when when we'll play this game again. Probably on Monday for Halloween, where we're gonna do another. Maybe we'll do a movie night on Monday. So there is some mini quests for us to do. Oh sweet, I got another trading card. Okay, oops. Pretty rich off of Steam trading cards. Yeah, so we explore the place, and that's really what I wanted to do. And like, I'm sure some of you guys are noticing, I'm like right in the middle playing or listening to the text and just halfway falling asleep. We've been on for pretty good while. I think it's mainly the game that's helping me fall asleep, because it's pretty cozy. It's just point and click adventure. So yeah, I think we'll be back with this on Monday. We'll start with another movie night. Probably like a little bit earlier. And then, yeah, like an early movie night. And afterwards we'll play some Harvester. You know, just to see what to do here. Because some of them ask for us to do, like, side quests in the game. Just gotta go look around for it. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else I want to say. Besides, thank you for being here. Hope all of you guys enjoyed your stay here. Watching me almost fall asleep live. I appreciate, glad to hear that you have a good time, even though I'm like half falling asleep and half staying awake. When we were playing Dead Space 2, I was like wide awake for that. I was like, that game was keeping me up. I probably could have stayed up until like 4 in the morning and didn't have like any, well, didn't get sleepy. But yeah, no, this game was nice and relaxing to play. And just thinking, is there anything else? No. Uh, yeah. So movie night probably on Monday at like morning, and we'll be back with more Harvester. Uh, at this rate, I'm just stalling, just people talking. Yeah. Hope you guys have a very. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a very good night, afternoon, or day. Be sure to follow if you enjoyed your stay or want to know when I'll be on for next time. Be sure to stay hydrated, check your posture, and most importantly, stay very safe and well, everyone. See you later, and bye.